Hey folks, this is Tennyson E Stead here with another 8-sided blog. I realize it's been a little while since I talked to you guys. Obviously, living in the car has been stressful, but it's also been a very productive adventure over these last couple of months, and this is as good a time as any as we get back into gear for 2019 to start picking up the blog and getting back in touch. So the first thing I want to talk about as we move into 2019 is the New Year's resolutions. And there's two really big areas where I'm looking to reform my personal approach to life as I get into 2019. The first of which is that I want to be much more conscious and much more rigorous in my expressions of gratitude. I think that in the past, the way that I've shown people gratitude is by making sure that the work and the money and that the things people give me are well used, and that it's plain that those things are productive in the world. And I always make a serious effort whenever somebody's helping me in any way to make it abundantly clear to them that that help isn't going to be wasted and that it's going to be deployed in a successful and productive manner and in a way that they can be proud of. And I've come to understand in very recent history that that is not actually what gratitude is or does or what it's for. And that people actually just want to know that you feel thankful. And I think part of the reason why I've always worked so hard to ensure that people can see how productive their investment in me actually is because I didn't feel worthy of the gifts that I was given. So, that's not a helpful thing to be expressing to them or to the world at large. And I'm making that change within myself. I'm going to be saying thank you a lot more. I'm going to be making public notes of the things that I'm actually grateful for. I think it's a positive thing. There's no reason not to do it. And, it's one of those things that doesn't cost anything and can have a very positive impact on the world. So I'm going to start now. And the other thing that I'm making an effort to embrace is the act of letting go of absolutely everything that doesn't have a direct impact on the changes I am trying to make on the world around me. Obviously, the last several months, I've been living, as folks may or may not know, in this mini with my fiance. We've started writing an anonymous blog about that, and I'll be posting it on my Twitter at Tennyson E Stead if people want to take a look. And there's a lot of stresses that come with it. There's a lot of anxieties, as you can imagine. There's also a lot of social norms that get disrupted. Living a life like this, people can feel anxious or frustrated or angry on my behalf, and there's not a lot that I can do about that, except to let go of anything and everything that I absolutely do not need in order to affect the changes that I'm looking to affect. And number one, that cuts down on distractions. Number two, it cuts down on anxieties and things that I have to think about. And for me to be successful and to be productive on any given day, making sure that I let those things be what they are and just divorce myself from them in terms of my intentions and focus has been, it's a survival skill that I've had to develop. And I've worked very hard to develop it. And this year I'm going to be even more successful at it. So those are the two things that I'm looking to change. There's a lot of exciting stuff as we go into 2019 on the film finance front when it comes to quantum theory and the other 8-sided films projects. There's actually a lot of really great things happening right now, none of which I can discuss in any kind of detail, except to say that my new manager, Eleni Larshinadu, has been working very hard to make these films a success, as have I. We have a lot of other people in our community and in our pool that are putting in that effort, and we have every reason to expect that quantum theory is going to be going into production this year and probably relatively soon. There's also a couple of other collaborations that I personally have with Tuella Films that will, I'm sure, involve other eight-sided people, and those projects are also moving forward. So there's a lot. There's scripts that I've put out there into the world, some with producer Lucinda Bruce, who is one of our producers on Quantum Theory as well, some with some other people that are gaining traction. So it's going to be a year full of changes, a year full of excitement. I'm very excited to be sharing the pre-production and development stuff on Quantum Theory with everyone as we start getting into hopefully late winter, seems likely early spring. So fingers crossed, knock on wood, and here's to a thrilling 2019. If you have any questions, please let me know. If you like the videos, give us a thumbs up. You can always find me on Twitter at Tennyson E Stead, TENNYSONESTEAD, and I will catch you guys on the next blog. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.